Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Nish and thank you for tuning into my video. I truly appreciate it. In today's video, I will be reviewing the Nerf Rival Nemesis blaster alongside the red dot sight attachment and the rechargeable battery pack that fits in the butt of the gun right here. Both accessories are sold separately, and here's my review. Where was this when I was a kid? Now, even though this is not for kids, this is rated for 14 years and up, so it's, teenagers and up. But, back when I was a kid, I didn't really care about Nerf guns or, Nerf shooting toys or anything like that because they sucked. The foam tip darts, they didn't travel that fast, they weren't that accurate, and they didn't go very far. So in terms of, velocity and stuff and impact, they sucked. But this would have totally changed the game when I was younger. I would have definitely picked one of these up or asked my parents to pick one up for me. So in the box itself, you get the blaster. You also get 100 high impact rounds, which are these tiny foam golf ball type things. They're squishy foam and they're dimpled just like a golf ball to improve the aerodynamics and to reduce drag. Speaking of which, these things fire out very accurately and very fast. It's actually rated at 100 feet per second. So these balls definitely do some damage. You'll definitely know if you got hit. It does sting a bit. Not as much as a paintball, obviously. You don't need any special protection when playing with this, except for eye protection, guys. Always wear eye protection when dealing with anything that can potentially injure your eyes, and this can definitely do some damage if it hits you in the eyes. So it comes with the gun, comes with the high impact rounds. It does not come with batteries, although it does take 6D batteries. 6D batteries that goes right in here in the stock or the butt of the gun. I picked up the rechargeable battery pack. I highly recommend you do that because 6D batteries, 6 of these things is A, that's way too many, B, that's way too heavy, C, that's too much money because you're gonna have to shell out money for 6D batteries when it runs out, and D, the rechargeable battery pack increases the rate of fire. So that's a no-brainer, guys. Get the rechargeable battery pack. Here you have the safety trigger. When it is engaged, you cannot pull the rev trigger or the firing trigger. So at the bottom here, there is a rev trigger that revs 2 flywheels in the gun. And you also have a firing trigger which agitates these balls so it drops down to a conveyor belt, and the conveyor belt will then push those balls to the flywheels, and then the flywheels will spew it out the front. So this is to rev the flywheel and to push the balls to the flywheel via conveyor belt. These are all disabled when you have the safety enabled. Now that it's on, there you have the flywheel spinning. Once you have the flywheel spinning, you can then fire. And yeah, these things fly out with such high speeds, such velocity. It can definitely do some damage. You have the hopper at the top here, which is detachable. So you just pull up the iron sight here and then remove the hopper with your ammo. You just drop it back in, and now it is back in place and not going anywhere. Speaking of the iron sight attachment, you have 2 lines up here which coincides with the front up here with your iron sight. You can always flip this down if you don't need it. Here you have rails to attach your attachments. I have the red dot sight attachment. So the red dot sight attachment is actually pretty cool. It runs off of 2 AAA batteries and attaches to the top of the Nerf Rival Nemesis via this clamp right here. So I'll just put that on, and there you have it. So with that, we can just flip this iron sight down because we don't need it anymore. And this red dot sight attachment can attach to any Nerf Rival blaster that has the rails along the top, and I think they all do, but don't quote me on that. It's pretty cool. You can adjust the trajectory of the red dot, and it's a cool, unique feature. So the battery pack is pretty cool. I highly recommend the battery pack, as you know, who wants to put in 6D batteries into this thing? So that's really heavy. And the thing about batteries, or conventional batteries, is that after a few, shots, you will notice a drop in the performance of the gun. So it's not going to fire out rounds as fast or as accurate as they were before. Whereas the battery pack, it increases the rate of fire, keeps a steady, constant, power output, and it's a lot of fun. So speaking of which, that battery pack is rated at 7.2 volts and is also rated at 1500 milliamp hours. Now the battery retention, or the power retention on this battery pack, is unrivaled. See what I did there? Yeah, it is incredible, because I've literally have not charged this thing in over 2 years. And I'm not making this up. I have not charged this gun in over 2 years, and I picked it up and it still works. It's firing, just as fast. So I'm about to show you a firing demo that I did outside, and all these firing demos were done with a charged battery that was charged over 2 years ago. Let's have a look. So Nerf actually sells targets that you can buy and set up in your house or outdoors. They have this one where you can shoot through the targets and it would get captured in this bag / compartment, so the rounds are not flying all over the place. There's also other cool targets that you can buy, third-party targets, online on Amazon. I bought one that said it was compatible with the Rival series. That turned out to be false. It said it was compatible with the Nerf Dart series and the Rival series, and what's supposed to happen is you shoot the target, it's supposed to go down, and when you hit all 3, it automatically motorized sets the targets back up and everything. Now that sounds great in theory, but in practice it was terrible, because the Rival rounds are way too powerful for that target toy, and every time it just kept shooting the targets off. And I even taped it down, but still that did not help. Those targets got destroyed. So I highly recommend that you don't get those targets, because it's just a waste of money. So there are only a couple things that I don't like about this product, and the first being is that it runs off of D-cell batteries, which are not included in the box. There's 2 things right there. The fact that it runs on D-cell batteries, I mean, who has D batteries in their house? And secondly, it doesn't even come in the box. So you have to go out and buy your own. And D-cell batteries are heavy, which is going to add heft and weight to this already big and hefty product. The second thing I don't like is the fact of how noisy it is. So it's almost like you're using a dustbuster. That's what it sounds like when you're revving up those flywheels. It's pretty loud. If you're outdoors, depending on how close you are to your neighbors, they're probably going to wonder, what you're doing running around with a hand vacuum. So the Nerf Rival Nemesis currently retails at $130 Canadian and $100 American. The battery pack goes for 35 bucks Canadian and half of that US, so $17 US. And the red dot sight attachment goes for $65 Canadian, and I couldn't find a price for the US red dot sight attachment. The red dot sight attachment is just just an add-on. It's definitely not needed to have fun with this thing. If you can afford it, sure, it's fun, it's cool, but what is definitely needed though is that battery pack, that rechargeable battery pack. I highly recommend it. Do not pick this up without the battery pack. It just doesn't make any sense. So there you have it, guys, my Nerf Rival Nemesis review. I highly recommend it. It is tons of fun, especially if you have friends or family with other Nerf Rival guns. You guys can battle each other. It's so much fun to just run around and shoot each other. But remember, guys, always when you're playing with this or anything else that could possibly damage your eyes, to wear eye protection, guys. Always wear eye protection. So there you have it, guys, my Nerf Rival Nemesis review. Hope you guys found it informative. Smash that like button if you did. Drop a comment below and let me know what kind of blaster you are using. And having said that, thank you for tuning into my video. I truly appreciate it. Stay home, stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.